All business owners. Mark Kreslins, who owns a physical therapy business, and Catherine Bragg, owner of Flower Child Bakery. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
Mark, let me start with you. The Wall Street Journal looked at data. They found 100,000 fewer businesses with one employee or more in the last year. They looked at the last 18 years, and the last two, as you can see on this graph here, have been devastating in terms of startup companies. Why? What is happening here?
Well, I think it's going to continue to be devastating until the government gets out of the way of small business. As I've said many times to friends and associates, small business leads the way out of these recessions. But the government directly is impeding our ability to grow our companies. We're quite nervous about what they're going to do next to us. And I think that's sort of the general fear, climate of fear that I find out there in the business community that I interact with, is there's a certain degree of uncertainty about what they're going to do next. But it's not just uncertainty, it's also fear of what they're going to do next to us, because they have a lot of power. And so with the healthcare reform legislation that was recently passed and the 1099 fiasco involved and all that,
right,
we're legitimately concerned about what they're going to do next to us. So we're all holding our money close to our chest, quite honestly.
Catherine, we used to talk a lot about innovation here in this country. Now we're hearing those two words Mark just said, fear and uncertainty. Does this have something to do with the government?
Well, I believe it does. I think the business climate right now in general, sort of on Main Street America, is that there is burdensome regulations that we have to deal with as existing businesses. So anybody with a new idea is going to be far more cautious because they're not even sure how to navigate through all the bureaucracy. And then, as Mark was pointing out, is that the rules are changing constantly for us. So for those of us that live the American dream, we've grown up with what the rules are and we've followed them. But for those people that are looking to enter into this arena now, they don't understand what that means anymore. They don't know how to get started. They don't know what the future holds. So much of what we do as small business owners, you can't put in a piece of paper. You can't predict it. You can't quantify it for someone. It's what we believe in. It's what's in our gut. It gets us up every day and it motivates me. For people like that, and they don't know where to take it now, and they don't have the confidence, it's absolutely bone-chilling, and they just won't enter into the arena. They don't know how to play this game.
Mark, how much of this is out of the government's hands? Because it's tough to get a loan these days, and we also know venture capital is drying up. It's down over a quarter last year, and it was down worse the year before. They aren't investing in startup companies, so how much of this is out of their hands?
Yeah, see, David, this is the problem. The whole cycle is broken, and the corrupt player in all this, the real criminal in all this, is the government. They've hurt the lending standards for us, so it's harder for us to borrow money. They've scared venture capitalists enough because they're afraid of investing in a business that might go under because of some new burdensome regulation from the government. So the real criminal player in all this is the government. You know, in this last election cycle, Dave, up in New York, there was the rent's too damn high party. I think it's about time we start the big government the government's too damn big party. So I'm sort of at that point.
I got you. Catherine, in this environment, would you be able to start the business that you did years ago? Would you be able to do it now? Would you do it all over again if the factors were the same today?
Well, I'm probably one of the few who would, but that's where I started 8 years ago when the economy wasn't necessarily very good. It was right after 9/11, and I was told the same thing. Why would you start your business now when things don't seem very predictable? I had to do it. That's how I'm driven. That's what I had to do. I tell other business owners is to be smart about it. Don't step too far forward. Don't go so far out where you would have in the past and had a bigger financial safety net. Like you pointed out, we can't get financing. It's dried up for us. So do it smart. Believe in yourself. Believe in America, because we will come back.
Message.
Unfortunately, these are just tough times.
Catherine, thank you for getting up early. It's 3:30 in San Francisco. Catherine and Mark Kreslins, appreciate it. Very insightful this morning.
Thank you.
Coming up,